Hi, I'm Pallavi Kapoor. I'm a life coach and owner of Natural Healing Oasis at naturalhealingoasis.com. I started working with Brian Ridgway about 10 months ago, and I wanted to make this video to let you know of some of the amazing experiences I have had working with him. I have been studying the law of attraction and personal development and self-growth work for about the last 20 years since the death of my first husband. And although I was in a good place in terms of having all of my needs met, in that I wasn't struggling to pay the rent or wondering where my next meal was coming from, in terms of my emotional and mental issues, I wasn't doing so well. I was definitely having periods of depression, feeling sad, having issues of low self-esteem, not feeling confident, and most of all, really having a problem with speaking my truth. So before I had started working with Brian, I'd been to various seminars, attended courses, listened to webinars, read books, and still felt that there was something missing. I wasn't really able to implement the law of attraction in my life in the way that I wanted to. I knew that I had a lot of childhood issues that needed to be dealt with, also lots of limiting beliefs and fears, which somehow I just wasn't able to let go of. And I knew that they were hindering me in really living the life I wanted to, but really didn't know how to, despite having read so much and felt that I had learned so much. So once I started working with Brian, I was just amazed at how things turned around so quickly. Right from the first session, it was just like, wow, so many changes started happening. That very first session, I was able to let go of the grief that I had been holding on to for my husband. Almost 20 years later, he just did this technique with me, and I just felt this huge release, and I just knew it was gone. It was just amazing. And ever since, I haven't felt that deep sadness or even cried over him even once, which I'm just in awe over. Also, another problem that I had was called restless leg syndrome. And this is a physical problem where your legs feel very uncomfortable and you have this uncontrollable urge to move them. And the only way you can find relief is by standing up and walking around. And for me, this actually affected my sleep because I wasn't able to sleep at night without them hurting. So I actually had to take medications, and I was taking these for 10 years and wasn't happy to do so, but felt I had no choice, especially as the side effects were not very pleasant. So along came Brian and told me, oh, it's all in your mind. All you have to do is stop taking the medications and focus on what you want and you'll be fine. And I was like, you must be crazy. There's no way I'm going to stop taking those medications, because how am I going to sleep? However, since I was paying him money, I figured, well, I guess I should listen to the guy. So I did what he said, and I was just amazed. Within a few short days, I was sleeping and I was off the medications, and I just couldn't believe it. It was a miracle. It really was. I'm just in awe, and I'm just so happy to be medication free and sleeping again without taking them. And if the restless leg does come back, then I'm able to move through it very quickly, and it really is no big deal anymore, which to me is, as I said, a miracle. So outside of this, I've had so many awarenesses and insights working with Brian. He is able to explain things in a way that nobody else seems to be able to, at least not in my experience. As I said, I've read so much and listened to so many people, and yet he puts things in a way that makes them so understandable and so crystal clear, and these constant light bulbs going off, and just thinking, wow, why didn't I see that before? Why didn't I understand that? And then once you have that understanding, everything becomes so much easier in life. I've been able to release my limiting beliefs, my fears, um, feel more confident, feel more powerful. And most of all, as I said, the thing that I struggled with the most is I'm now able to speak my truth. And this just feels so freeing, so light. Because when you are honest and open and transparent with the people around you, life is just so much easier. And everything just flows so much more easily. And Brian always says that wherever your fears are, that is where your power lies. And it took me a while to understand this, what he really meant by this. And once I finally got it, it was yet another, huge awareness that really all the things that I fear is because of my limiting beliefs, and they're stopping me from getting to where I want to go. And when I'm able to move through them, I find my power, I gain more confidence, and I'm able to experience things that I would never have done before. And life just becomes so much more fun and joyful. Also, just having the awareness that everything I'm creating or everything that is happening in my life is happening for me, and that it's all of my creation. I no longer am putting the blame on anybody else or anything else and taking full responsibility for what's going on in my life. And being able to do this is, once again, it just feels so freeing because I have no expectations of anyone, of anything, and I know that I can create my life exactly the way I want it, and I am, and that's what is just amazing for me, how life is just flowing so easily. Everything is just working out. I don't know how else to put it. It's kind of like all these coincidences and synchronicities and gifts and basically everything just is so simple. It's nothing is hard anymore. And if it is, and I know it's because of something that I'm doing and I can change it, and just knowing that makes so much difference. It's just this freedom that you can live the life you want to live, and you can live it the way you want to live it, and you can be happy and joyful and at peace. And with some of the techniques and resources that Brian has shared, and he is an amazing font of knowledge. I'm just amazed at how much he knows. Every time it's something else, and I'm like, wow, where does he get all this information from? But he has taught me so much, so many techniques, shared so many resources, and there's a couple that I just love. I love one where I'm able to feel the truth of anything in my gut. I just go into my gut and I feel it. And is it true or is it not? And it's kind of like, just having this resource within me. And I don't have to ask anybody else because my body always knows what the truth is. And I just love that. And the other huge one is being able to let go of negative emotions. This is like my favorite. And I just can't tell you how valuable this technique has been for me. And now that I can do it at any time, anywhere, easily, without having to think about it, anytime I feel any negative emotion, I just drop down into my body and I just release it. And wow, it's gone. And I'm back to feeling good again, happy, joyful, and peaceful. And I don't know what else you could want in life. I really don't, because that's what we all want. We all want to feel joyful. We all want to feel loved and loving. We want to feel happy. We want to feel at peace. And to know that I can allow myself to feel these feelings anytime I want to, and I don't have to depend on anyone or anything outside of me, is the best thing ever. Because life is always great. And what more do you want? It doesn't matter what's going on around me, what I have, what I don't have. Life always feels just amazing. It's awesome. It's just fantastic. And I really couldn't ask for anything else. And I know that I just love myself more. I'm so much more confident about who I am and what I want. And life is just flowing. It really is. I am in the flow and I couldn't want for anything else. And working with Brian has just been an absolute delight. He is the most amazing person. He is just so happy. He is so playful. He is just full of knowledge. He is compassionate and caring, friendly. He always goes above and beyond with what he shares with you, with his time. And he really walks his talk. He really does what he says, what he teaches, and he is always there for you. So I honestly don't know what else I could say that would help you make the decision to work with him. But if you are kind of on the edge, on the fence, then definitely consider working with Brian if you really want to make a difference in your life, because I know that my life has just absolutely turned around, and I'm so grateful for him coming into my life and for all the work that we have done together.